welcome to my runcast. I'm a little bit emotional. I've been getting my ass kicked all week by Rambaugh's boys. And it honestly started last week, but I kind of felt better about it last week, so it's just harder this week. It hasn't really changed that much. I feel honestly like Naksu has grown both in weight and height and like meanness in the last 4 days. And it's not possible. In all likelihood, last week he was getting ready for a fight. He was cutting weight, wasn't feeling too good, all this stuff. They kept making me man in the middle, which basically allowed them to have like more rest time between things, whereas I don't. And so this week he's just feeling better because he already fought and like doesn't have to cut weight anymore. He doesn't have to worry about a fight coming up. He's probably not being trained as hard. I don't know if he's even doing calf work. Like, he's got a lot more energy. There are tons of reasons that have absolutely nothing to do with me that probably explain that probably explain this difference and why it's so hard. But fuck, it is so hard. And like, Rambaugh's gym in general goes really hard. They're just like a hard training gym. And they're like light sparring. It is still light sparring, like they don't actually hurt each other. But it's much harder than what people think of when they think of light sparring. And they're clinching, they throw their knees pretty hard. Like, you really don't want to be kneed in their clinch training, which is good because this teaches you A, to take it, and B, how to actually avoid it, because you're very, very inspired and motivated to not get those knees. But I'm small, like I'm smaller than all of his fighters, and because I'm man in the middle, they do drain me pretty hard. They take advantage when I'm like already being bested by someone else jumps in. That's what man in the middle is. And today Naksu was just fucking like, I was totally like head down against the ropes and he was just nailing knees into my flank, which really hurts now, which is fine. All of this is totally fine, except that I have to like keep coming back and doing it tomorrow. Like, I did it yesterday, I did it the day before that, I'm gonna come back and do it tomorrow. And honestly, that's really good. Like, this is all really good training. But I'm very emotional about it. Like, I feel very, like this is hard. Hi, honey. And that's one of the kind of difficult things about it, is that, by the way, PSA, it is totally fine to cry. I cry all the time. I don't cry in training because I feel like that gives the wrong idea, and I don't want trainers or partners or trainers who aren't my trainers. This dog is like on top of a car. I don't want them to misinterpret what's happening. Like, I cry when I'm fine kind of thing. I'm just like emotionally overwhelmed. It's just like a little bit hard to like keep all of that together. And I think that it gets interpreted the way that like young fighters cry or children cry or, you know, women cry or whatever as being a problem. And it's honestly not a problem. So there have been times when I've cried at the gym and I've just told my trainer straight out, I'm like, ignore this. Like, this is fine. I just, you know, got a little overwhelmed. I'm fine. I try not to cry at the gym because I don't want things to be misunderstood. But I do cry all the time. I cry all the time. I'm probably going to cry right now because I'm very tired and I feel very emotionally drained and kind of pushed by these experiences at the gym. That's fine. Just letting you know that's fine. I wanted to talk about, well, I'll add one more thing to this. I don't know what Naksu is doing differently. Again, all these things that are different, that have absolutely nothing to do with me, are happening, and that's probably what the major difference between last week and this week is. But he is also doing something that's getting my head down a lot. And I'm a little bit out of practice. Like, I've been out of training for a month. This is my first, like my second week back, sort of. So I'm out of training in that sense. I haven't been like struggling to keep my head up for years, honestly, just because the clinching situations I had leading up to this were not really where I had to struggle for that. So I'm out of practice at like really someone trying to rip my head down and dominate me in that way. And I am getting my head ripped down and dominated. They're folding me in half with these knees to my belly and ripping my head down. Like, very, very basic type of stuff. So yesterday I was really freaked out because I was like, I can't figure out what Noxon is doing, so I can't really solve it because I don't know what he's doing. But I decided to myself, I'm like, regardless of what he's doing, I just need to keep my head up. Like, if I stay upright, he can't do half the things he's doing that are so difficult for me when he gets my head down. So there were times when, like, I was just, the only thing I was focusing on was keeping upright. And there were times I could do it, and there were times I absolutely fucking couldn't. And I don't know, you just keep trying that. Kevin always says, because I used to have a training partner who would trip me a lot. And so I just got very, like, I wouldn't knee because I didn't want to be thrown. And he was like, just be thrown. Like, just be thrown a lot and you'll find your balance. And it's kind of like that. Like, get your head ripped down, get folded in half a lot, find the thing that you need to resist against, and then just resist that. But don't lose your own trying to knee, trying to grab, trying to move, that kind of stuff. I wanted to talk about two things on this runcast that kind of came up just, I don't know, in how my day-to-day life goes. Sagat called me today. Yesterday, he called me because he wanted my address because he's going to send me some new shirts. He designs his own shirts, I think, and he sends me the new versions of them, which is really, really sweet that he does that. He does it because he sees me as a advocate for him and someone who's helped him a lot. And so he just wants to kind of, like, you know, share this celebration of himself with me, which I really love. I love wearing his shirts. I think they're really cool. I think he has a very cool eye for the way he designs them. So I'm excited. I'll show those when they arrive. But he called me today because I was trying to ask him about something else. It does not matter. The point is, because I've recently been talking to Sagat on a semi-daily basis now, it had me thinking about, I book his private sessions. So just A1, the way this works is he's a freelancer. So when you're in Thailand, when you're already in Thailand, preferably in Bangkok, message me, tell me what day you want to trade with him, and I'll call him and see if he's free on that day, confirm it for you, she'll tell you where to go, blah, blah, blah. You just pay him directly. I don't do anything with this. If, in the rare case, you're like arriving in Bangkok on Friday and want to train with him on Saturday, if it's within a few days, you can contact me before you're in Bangkok. But the point is, don't schedule months out a private with anyone in Thailand. The reason for this is, one, nothing in Thailand is scheduled months out. Like, it's just not how the culture works here. Things are very kind of like short term. You could maybe get away with a month in advance, but honestly, you want to be doing things like within a few weeks. With a private or something like that, honestly, within a week is well enough time away. The difficulty with it's a difference in what is the word I'm looking for? It's a difference in significance. So when you're coming to Thailand, you've scheduled this, you've saved up money, then you finally got your ticket and it's so exciting, then you decide where you're going to train, then you're like, oh, can I go into Bangkok, can I go into Ubon and see Lam Namun? Like, you're trying to plan your whole thing out, and you can plan out like general where you're going to be, that's fine, like you can do that way in advance. But the thing with privates, when you try to book way in advance, is that you are so excited that you're traveling across the world and you get to meet Sagat, you get to train with Sagat, you get to see Karahat, you get to go to Lam Namun. Like, these are huge things that you're very, very excited about. So of course you want to book it ASAP because you're super stoked about it. The thing is, when you actually get to that private, the experience that you have and the experience that that legend has is going to be awesome. Like, they're going to really enjoy having you. You're going to have such a great time with that legend when it actually happens. But when it's close and you've booked it a month in advance, if there's something that interferes with that, the significance in your life of I get to go train with Sagat versus the significance in Sagat's life, which is, oh, I booked this private with someone I don't know, but my nephew's being ordained, he's going to go to the other thing because for him, the importance of that event in his life is way higher. And those don't necessarily get scheduled way in advance. So he might not know until that month that his nephew is ordaining on that day, kind of thing. This has happened to me when I've tried to book filming with legends. Well, this was not a legend. This was someone I actually didn't really know. And they were booking me through the gym. They wanted me to come train with their trainer, which is cool. I love this. I love that people are like, I want my trainer in the Muay Thai library. I love that. But I went all the way far away to where this was, and then it didn't end up happening because he had to go somewhere else. I think it was a wedding or an ordination, something like this, that like they just hadn't communicated with him when they scheduled this. And I totally understand. I'm like, yes, that is a life event that for him is the significance of my life event of I get to train with this person. So just only do it like a week out, and preferably wait until you're actually in the country to book those things. When you actually have the experience with that person, they're gonna love it too. Honestly, I'm not saying it's not significant for them. They really love meeting people. They love when people are super enthusiastic about learning from them. They can totally feel that. They love when you're engaged. They love when you're like into what they're teaching. You don't even have to be good. They just love that you really want to learn something. So that experience with them, for them, is fantastic. But before they've met you, before they've had that experience, it's just something on their book that can get pushed by something that's super significant. It's not going to be like they have to go to lunch with their daughter or something. It'll be something big, but sometimes it comes up. The other thing, which was like a difference in understanding, and this also I think is not really a issue of significance, but more an issue of investment or timing or something, is that a lot of people come to Thailand with this anticipation, desire, expectation. I'm not sure where on that line you fall, but they think that they're going to go to a gym and just have Muay Thai like downloaded into them. And the thing is, the way that Muay Thai is taught in Thailand, the pedagogy of Muay Thai here, outside of Western oriented gyms or gyms that are becoming more Western oriented, it's really not super instructive. Like little kids get instruction when they first start, but it's the kind of thing that actually when I film with legends now and they talk about when they started, they hated it because it's very rote. It's very like do 200 knees or like, 20 minutes of knees, just punch 1-2, marching back and forth, balance on one leg. This is how like babies are taught, and they would never make an adult Western paying person do that. So you're not going to be taught the way that Thai children are taught, and then you can't be taught the way that Thai teenagers are taught because they're kind of low pecking order. Like they're not treated super well in the gym. I'm treated a little bit like a Thai boy with a low pecking order at Ramba's gym, in the way that the boys treat me, not in the way that Ramba treats me. But Ramba also never cheers for me, which kind of makes me the like low man. So you're just not gonna get the like someone sitting you down or like slowly going through all the different like, oh, you're gonna turn your hip exactly this way and stand exactly that way and lift exactly this way. That's not how Muay Thai is taught here. And the reason it's not taught that way is the exact same reason that if you're on like a pee-wee soccer team as a kid, they do not pull the kids apart one by one and like carefully show them how to dribble a ball. You just dribble the ball a lot and you do it shittily for a really, really long time, trying to go around the cones, and like there's the one kid on the team who really sucks at it and maybe they'll get a little bit of attention to try to like pull them up a little bit, and then there's the one kid who's like been doing it for 4 more years than everyone else and is just amazing at it for no reason when he's like 8. This is like a Muay Thai camp, so there's time for that kid on that pee-wee soccer club to get better at dribbling a ball, better at shooting a ball. You'll do drills, like you'll dribble the ball a lot, you'll do scrimmages, you'll shoot at the goal, you'll do, sprints and stuff. You do things to increase those skills, but nobody is pulling you aside and like carefully showing you where your feet should be going in order to dribble the ball. That's not how you teach people how to play soccer. And so that's also not how Thailand teaches kids to fight, because it's a living art. So as a living sport, you learn it by doing it, by just like get in the water and swim, get on the field and dribble, go between those cones. If you're a goalie, people are going to shoot on you endlessly so that you can learn how to like have hand-eye coordination and catch the ball kind of thing. Drills do exist. You're going to kick the bag 500, 1,000 times, whatever the thing is. They make you do 20 kicks at the end for power. They may give you instructions like keep your damn hands up and like slap you when you don't. But this is the kind of instruction you're going to be given. But mostly the pedagogy is you will just get better over time. Kevin and I call it the slow cook method because it takes years. And I think that the way to compare it is to sports, like team sports around the rest of the world, where it's really not like broken down for you on a one-on-one basis. You really just do it a lot, and the more years you do it and the more drills you do and the more you practice on your own and take it seriously and actually listen to your trainers, the better you're going to be. And they don't wait for you to be amazing at soccer before they put you in a weekend game. Like, I've been on some pretty bad soccer teams when I was really little and coming up. You just play, you know, like you're better than the other team or the team's better than you, and it's just the way it is. You just fight in Thailand. Like, you just, once you have basics down and you can more or less defend yourself, fully have you go fight, because it doesn't matter. So when we come here and we're like, I'm gonna, you know, be taken by under the wing of some trainer who's gonna like pull me aside and like really make me great at Muay Thai, it's not how it works in actual Thai gyms. When you do a private, like I was just talking about, they will go into detail, like they will really break down things, and you can ask them lots of questions and this kind of thing, because that's what you're there for and because that's what the focus of a private is. So if you were gonna go take a private tennis lesson with like Serena Williams, she's gonna break down a lot of stuff for you. If you just wanna go learn tennis at a tennis club, they're just gonna have the like machine pitching tennis balls at you for, I don't know, an hour or whatever that would be. So that's what that is. And those are some things I was thinking about in terms of one, how to schedule in Thailand, and two, God wants to bite me, and two, expectations to have in how to actually learn in Thai gyms in Thailand. So that's that. I haven't cried yet, so maybe I'll just turn this off and cry now. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll save it for later, or maybe I won't even cry today. Maybe I'll just cry tomorrow. But whatever. Either way doesn't matter. Thank you guys. Talk to you later.